Hey, welcome to Behind the Scenes with Axiom Medical. My name is Jason Mack. I'm your host. And if you're just joining us, this is a monthly interview series where we talk to people at Axiom Medical to see how the company ticks and what everybody's responsible with. This week, I have the great pleasure of speaking with Jenna Mack, our Director of Operations. Jenna, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today, Jason?
I'm fantastic. So let everybody know who you are and where you came from.
I am the current Director of Operations over our ICM case management side of the company. I'm here in the Woodlands near our home office, and I have been here with Axiom going on 6 years, and it's been a wild ride in those 6 years. So excited to be here with you today.
That's great. Sorry, I was dealing with some technical difficulties in the background there. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. So let everyone know, how, essentially, who you are, not necessarily your role here, but, how did you come to be at Axiom Medical? What were you doing prior to this? And, everything about you.
All about me. Let's see. So like I said, I've been here 6 years. I started as a nurse case manager. So I came on to be a nurse case manager. And before that, I was in the ER. I spent the first part of my nursing career, so 10 years in the ER, all from trauma hospitals to very small freestanding ERs here locally, staff, bedside nursing, doing that, then kind of worked my way up, charge nurse, director of operations over those freestandings. And then we got bought out. I was pregnant with my third baby and said I needed a change, and Axiom fell in my lap, and it's been one of the best things that's ever happened.
Hey, that's great. Sorry, coming back to you. My microphone fell down in the middle of this. So I, one of those things with technical difficulties, you got to roll with it. So I'm just going to figure this out. So you worked as an ER nurse, and you did that and decided to come into in-house type stuff with Axiom Medical. Walk us through that. Like, what exactly were you doing in those days?
When I first started here at Axiom, what was I doing, or what was I doing in those days prior?
What you were doing when you first started at Axiom.
So when I first started at Axiom, I was one of the nurses who took the intake calls. So those first injury calls that come into our line, I was the one who would manage those on the initial day, trying to keep those employees safe and with great recommendations, getting them to the appropriate place for treatment, and then following up with the client. I did not really dabble in the outcome side, where we follow up more frequently with the employees, but stuck to that intake side. And I enjoyed it, kind of worked my way through there, became a QSL, or what we would call like a charge nurse, over like the shift, kind of like a lead of a shift, and then moved up to a like team manager type role. And then had my own little team under me. And then during COVID, everything changed. We got sent home, and I got involved more in our contagious respiratory illness side of the company, helping launch that and making sure all our clients and employees were taken care of from that aspect. So kind of got to see a whole lot of different things that Axiom could do and how quickly we could pivot and make sure that people were getting the care that was necessary at that point in time. And from there, that's how I came into more of the director leadership role, having my hands in that and doing some on-site visits and really making sure our protocols and processes were ensuring that people could safely be at work while all of this craziness was happening outside.
Yeah, there certainly was a lot of craziness. I know for us that we're with the company when COVID started and went down that spring of 2020 into the summer of 2020. It was there was a lot of stuff to do. And we were kind of a skeleton crew at that point. It was, and I know that your team especially kind of felt the brunt of that. And we got into different avenues, different services. We kind of took over Los Angeles during that. Do you have any experiences like when you were out, and did you go out to LA to help out?
I did not. Jordan called me up, and I was on vacation when we were making the calls. He was going out to on-site out in LA, and thankfully for me, I was stuck with my family on a beach, so I didn't have to go out there. I am so thankful for the team that was out there because they had it really hard. And no, I was back here, but I did have some team members who we pulled and frequently last minute, hey, can you go to this on-site location? Can you collect this test? Can you go do this for us? So it was really a big team effort across the board, from nurses who are still on my team doing the injury case management that at any instance would pick up and go help us do a last minute thing. My only on-site, I was out at Dartmouth for a couple of weeks helping get some of their on-site testing set up, but that was the extent of it for me, having to not be out there, which I was thankful. I have, like I said, 3 little ones, so being away would have been really hard, and a high-risk daughter that couldn't really be out and about around all of that at the time. So I'm very thankful that I got to be home and still employed and enjoying what I do, and really see what we were capable of as a company. It was really good.
That's great. And yeah, I know everyone stepped up where they could, and we all worked a lot of hours.
Yes, lots of late nights there.
A lot of hours, and we were able to finally hire some people and to make things a little bit easier. Autumn Brennan and I went out to California in May, late April, early May of 2021, and we got to see firsthand the well-oiled machine that our operations had become out in California, and it was a lot of hard work to make things that smooth and respected on the sets that we were on. So that's great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where in the country are you?
I am here local in the Woodlands, right by our home office. I grew up here in the Woodlands, so I born and bred, not born. I got here as fast as I could, though. I'm from Colorado. I went to school at Texas A&M, so gig 'em to all you Aggies out there. And then I did nursing school at UT, so kind of confused a little bit there, if you want to call it that, but ended up where I was supposed to. And let's see, I'm married. I've been married 10 years. I have 3 little ones, an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old that keep me busy and on my toes when I'm not at work, or even when I am at work, especially during those COVID times. A lot of people got to see them running behind the office camera without my knowledge. So they are always a constant and around, but that is me. I am a busy mom at work and a busy mom at mom and at home most of my days.
That's funny. We have obviously a lot of people now that we're primarily, 99.9% of us work from home. As someone that has 3 kids, have you ever worked from home before prior to Axiom Medical?
No, I mean, going from bedside in the hospital to the office was like a hard transition. Office to home was real difficult. At that time, my oldest was in kindergarten. So I had to play teacher because he couldn't go to school, and I'm not meant to be a teacher. I don't have those patience. So it was a lot of change at one time. My husband was also sent to work from home. So we were competing for airspace in the house. We decided to move in the middle of COVID so we could have more space for all of that. It was a lot. It was a tough transition being at home. Again, thankful for that opportunity because I now know I will never homeschool my children. They won't benefit from that. Neither will I. But it was hard. It was a tough change. And I miss the office. I still miss the office. I'm probably more productive at home because I can't socialize as much. But, I do miss the camaraderie and being around all of the people. And, you get a whole different level of a relationship that way. But I think we've done a really good job of trying to keep our team engaged and still get that feeling and that family and that culture that Axiom is built on. So I do miss it, but I also like being able to be here when the kids get off the bus and not have to send them to daycare. So there's benefits to both sides of it.
Yeah, for sure. And I can't speak to the kids element because I don't have any, but prior to working at Axiom, I'd worked at home for 5 years. So I kind of had that mentality down and then decided I want to go back into the office. One thing I don't miss is driving 31 miles each way to work. I don't miss that. I do miss the camaraderie, but there are moments where you're in an office and you think, I don't like people right now.
Yes. Yeah, I can understand that. And I get that. Man, a drive. I was 5 minutes from the office. I'm still like 5 minutes from the office. So that was never a thing for me. But again, it is good being home sometimes, and it's definitely beneficial. But it does make those times when we do get the team together or we have an in-person meeting in the office a lot more special, a lot more, like I said, engaging in that sense. So, with every cloud, there is a silver lining, and there are a lot of things that you get out of being at home.
For sure. And we've been home pretty much 3 years and a month now.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3
2
years.
years. Man, I lost a whole year of my life there.
I think we all did. But so we've been home a little over 3 years. As someone that's worked from home, I set myself up to try and have better coping skills, and being able to break through the mundane and not wanting to go have a nap or something like that. Have you developed any coping skills to make you work better at home? What's your setup over there?
So I have, and I've actually really put a lot more effort into it recently. Well, I have 2 really big dogs, so they're my get out of the house, go on a walk like midday, or they'll be all in my office begging me to take them out. So that's one of the big things I try to do. But I set myself up in the morning. I get up, I try to make it like I'm going into the office. I do a workout, get my kids off to school. I was joking around with you earlier. You actually made me like get some real work clothes on today, because typically I'm like in my Axiom sweatshirt or something like that. So from that perspective, I've kind of let that go. But trying to keep that routine. If I don't get my workout in the morning, I try to do it during my lunch. I just keep myself moving, because it's very easy to plop down in front of the computer and stay there for 8 hours. I recently got a new standing desk, and I got a little walking thing to go under it. So I do that while I'm just not on meetings, anything to kind of just keep me going. I will sit all day until I get something done. I procrastinate. So once I'm like engaged in it, like I have to start and finish. I have a really hard time. So having those things that make me get up, the dogs or what, it helps me not feel so stuck.
Yeah, if you work from home, you have to have those coping mechanisms, those sort of disciplines to not drive yourself crazy, because we're beside our computers pretty much 24 hours a day, and if there's a need to like, well, I probably should go do this, and you have to stop yourself and go, well, I also need to not get burnt out. So let's go to some comments here. We got a comment from Dara Wheeler, says, "Go Jenna." And we got another one from Natalie Lilly, who says, "Hey team." And then we got another one from Lacey. It says, "Jenna was my first supervisor at Axiom. She made sure I had a great foundation, was a wonderful leader. So happy to have her part of my first few days at Axiom."
She was. And it's great to see people that came on during COVID in a time where we just needed those people to help us, help our clients like Lacey, and see them grow and transition into whole new roles that never even existed before COVID at Axiom. So we are also very happy and benefited from those days of getting people like Lacey on our team.
Yeah, Lacey's great. And if for people that are unfamiliar with this series or familiar with this series, if you go back a few months, I interviewed Lacey. You can go to our YouTube channel and click on the live videos tab, and you'll see all the Tempo live videos. And I interviewed her a few months ago, and she's great. Let's get another comment here from Jordan. Jordan says, "Jenna rocks."
That's good. He thinks that.
Yeah, got to keep the boss happy, right?
Got to keep that boss happy. Yep.
Sarah Matthews is with us on the marketing team. She says, "Yay, standing desk." I have a standing desk too. I have one that can go lower. I don't want to do that. And go higher. I invested in this because it made more sense to get up and sort of try to be a little bit more active and keep your brain engaged.
Absolutely.
So tell us about, what do you do outside of work? I know you've got 3 kids. You've got the 2 dogs and the husband. You went to a trip on the beach, but what do you do to recharge on the weekends or evenings?
Recharge on the week. So my evenings and weekends are mostly consumed by baseball right now. I can thank my lovely son for that. But even though we're constantly on the go, and I feel like a chauffeur from the hours of like 5 p.m. to like 8 p.m., I enjoy that family time. I like to call myself an introvert. Most people are like, "No, you're an extrovert." And I'm like, "Nope." So I recharge just being at home, taking some time to myself. I we'll curl up on the couch for a couple hours, watch TV during the summer, spring, hang out by the pool in the backyard. But I like to be grounded at home with my family. If people come over to the house, friends, family, that's what keeps me going and engaged into the next week, is having that time at home. But I enjoy going to my kids' events, seeing them out there doing something for them and thriving and doing really good. That is, I guess, one of those seasons we're in, and it's a really fun season to start being a part of as a parent, and it is rewarding. So I really enjoy getting that time out of work, just being present in their life and cheering them on for something.
That's great. Let's go to some more comments. We got a comment from Holly. It says, hi, Jason and Jenna. And then Vanna says, we love Jenna at Axiom.
We love Vanna. I don't think I could do 90% of what I've been able to do without her on my team. And now she's on y'all's team over in the product and marketing world, but she's been a big part of being able to get us through these pushes and changes during this last couple of years.
Yeah, I didn't really have a chance to speak or work with Vanna until recently when she joined our team, and we absolutely love her. She's fantastic. She's just such a calming presence in all the meetings that we have. And just, yeah, there's no complaints with Vanna. Everybody loves her.
She's the organization to all of our chaos.
Right. Charlie Peterson says, love standing desk. Also got one myself, making a huge difference. It's totally true. Standing desk. If you're out there and you work from home, get a standing desk if you can.
Amazon has a ton, and they're like relatively cheap in my opinion.
Yeah, I opted for one that I used to have a little thing that went on my desk that I would have to like. It had to.
Oh, I had one of those too.
Yeah, and I thought, well, I got a bonus. I'm going to invest in a standing desk, and so I kept it for myself, and it's fantastic. I've got these little monitor sort of hook things that go to the sides, so the monitors don't even touch the desk. It's great.
Nice. Yours sounds way more fancy than mine.
Well, I spend a lot of time in this room, and I've kind of decked it out with posters that I've bought or posters that I've designed behind me, and it smells like dogs because I usually have my two dogs that sit on this platform I built for them. They can look out the windows. So spent some time fixing it up.
Nice.
Let's go. We got a couple more comments here. Michelle says, Jenna's awesome. She's both incredibly knowledgeable and as well as down to earth. She's so gracious and fun to work with. We agree.
Well, thank you.
And then Vanna joined us, say, wow, thank you guys. It's the truth, though.
It is.
And so any plans for the future? What do you got planned on the future?
Future for me, let's see. Well, I am going out of town tomorrow on a girls' trip. So there you go. Talk about recharging. I'm actually taking away some time away from the family to go recharge with my best friend that I've known since I was like 12. And then my first coworker out of nursing school who got me through all those firsts of working in an ER. So we are going on a little girls' trip out to Nashville this weekend. And I'm very excited about that. And then personally just gearing up for the summer and kids and camps and family vacations with extended family. We are getting the sun type of people. So we have a couple beach trips coming up in the summer that I am really looking forward to. We're going to Turks and Caicos, which we just planned last weekend, which I've never been, but it looks amazing. So I'm really excited for that. But we're spoiling our kids because they're going to come back to these Galveston, Texas beaches and be like, what is this? This is not the same.
Especially during dirt season.
Yeah. So, but really excited about all of that. Excited to just have some more time at home with the family and not a whole lot. Spring break was a little rough. We decided not to do anything. So we have definitely signed up for some camps to get them out of the house too, but excited to get them home.
That's great. Have you been to Nashville before?
No, this is my first time. I'm excited.
It's a lot of fun.
Have you been?
Yeah, a couple times. We've done a couple trade shows there, and it's a great city. There's lots to do. I mean, Broadway is like the 6th Street in Austin. It's just, everything is there, but there's so much to look and see it there. I don't know if you're a fan of Jack White, but he has a store there and a record label there, which is pretty interesting to check out. Nashville's a fun town. There's a bridge that goes from downtown over to the football stadium, which is great. It overlooks the river. It's really beautiful. I'm
very excited. I am all for I love live music. So doesn't even have to be like a big name, but I'm really excited just to get out there and see that. And I have to look at the weather though. I'm a little worried because someone was like, it could be like winter weather right now, or spring, or summer. And like I said, I procrastinate, so I have 0 packing done, and I leave at like 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it should be good.
Well, on Broadway, you can't go wrong. There's bars on top of bars on top of bars, and every bar has someone playing music or a band playing music. And it's, Nashville's like it's a live music town, so you're going to get some really good musicians that play on Broadway, no matter if they're known or not known.
Good. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Dara says, send lots of pictures. We've never been to Turks and Caicos.
There you go. I'll send all of them and then convince Jordan y'all need to go.
Said she's also never been to Nashville before, so have fun. Oh, Lacey chimes in. She said, Nashville native here. I need to be your tour guide. Yeah, so talk to Lacey. She's got a lot of places you can check out. Send me
all your recs, Lacey.
All right. Any parting thoughts before we take off here?
No. Just thank you for having me. I know you've been begging me for a while to get on here and do this, and I've been pushing you off for as long as I can. It was not as painful for all of you who also push him off like I do. It's actually a really nice platform, and I enjoy watching the people, so I'm glad I got the opportunity. And that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. We love having you here. And with that, I will say goodbye to everybody, and we'll hope you have a good day.